Live stream starting in 2 minutes. Hello and welcome to Beaconsfield Cycling Club Virtual Racing. Tonight's race from BRT, one of their Criterium city races. The Bell Lap is the name of the course. 10 laps of 1.9 kilometers long, bringing a total of 19.7 kilometers and 170 meters of climbing. So a largely flat and fast course. Total of 26 riders from BCC as far as I can see. 3 in the A's, 13 from the B's, 6 in the C's and 4 in the D's, and 1 or 2 others I think have popped up. Should be an interesting competition. The last race on Monday evening, very close call between Lancia, Danes and Davis all finishing on the same time, with Lancia taking the honour of beating Davis. In the in the C's this evening we've got Stonenbach and Collier, so it'll be great to see those two battling it out. Nixon's in there as well, which will make it very interesting. And hopefully there'll be no repeat of the multitude of problems that we suffered on Monday night with internet connectivity and other issues which caused riders to drop out. The racing will be fast, as I've said, but because it's multi-lap, the first riders are likely to be lapped in the third lap, So it will be a difficult race to follow, with riders being overtaken on a fairly constant basis. Starting tonight's commentary in the C pen, as it's probably going to be one of the more competitive ones, and also going to leave the B's and the A's up front at the moment until the pace settles. So 5 seconds to go until the start. And here we go, the riders are off. Oh, there's someone being a little bit over enthusiastic right at the start already. Let's see if we can find the first of the BCC riders, which will be in that group just behind this rider here. There's Collier and Stoneham's just behind him, so those two are together. I've just seen Civita in that group as well. He will likely pull ahead as the pace begins to settle. Davis is in there, Nixon. So Nixon, Collier and Stoneham are likely to compete with each other throughout the course of this race. .6 kilometers in already, and we're watching Collier at 260 watts, heartbeat up to 170, 169. Clearly warmed up very well beforehand, so he's doing well. Campbell in there, 5.3 watts per kilo. Quick look from an aerial shot. As you can see already, it's a long, strung-out group, and this is likely to keep splitting on this course. In fact, already there are signs that the groups are beginning to separate. There's Danes, second in last week's competition, or last Monday's competition, I should say. Lancia, the winner from Monday night, 390 watts. Sitting in the middle of the bunch, probably fairly comfortable at the moment. He's got a great sprint at the end, which is the skill that allowed him to beat Davis and Danes. Oh, and Campbell's just won the spotty jersey, or the polka dot jersey, I should say. Well done. Move a little bit further back in the field and see how the competition is coming along. If we can find the other riders. Collier, Nixon. It looks as if hard to tell at this stage, but yes, I think he's just dropped off a little from Stoneham and Collier. I suspect it's because they're probably going a little bit too fast, trying to keep up with the B's ahead of them. And in this group, Taff and Langen. Oh, in fact, Stoneham is in there as well. I made a mistake. And there's Brown, one of the Category A riders. Surprised to still see him down here. Unfortunately, he suffered a mechanical failure, shall we say, on Monday night. I think it was Monday night I last saw him race. But apologies if not. Lisa, she's won a polka dot for the ladies, and I saw Empson in this group as well. So as you can see, although the entire field is now strung out over perhaps half a kilometre, or maybe even slightly more. If you look up in the top right of the screen, you can see the length of the line. Groups are just beginning to form, and this is where I expect the changes to begin to happen. While this is happening, we'll move further back in the field and see if we can pick up some of the D riders. Hindley just on the way past there. He was in about 5th or 6th position for the Bees from Monday night. Already dropping off the, well, I wouldn't say dropping off the pace, but he's lost touch with the group in front. Key to this type of racing is to stay on the wheel as long as possible. Choose your moments to attack very wisely. Jury. Now what's happening with Jury at 3.4 kilometers? He rode very well on, that wasn't on Monday, the last race I saw him ride, so I expect him to do well again tonight. We'll move, just see if we can pick up the group just behind him, if there are any BCC riders in there. Can't see any. Tamsin, often seen riding at the similar pace to Littlewood. I saw him briefly, but I don't know where he is now. This will begin to settle in the next few minutes. The riders are on the second lap already, and I think we owe it to the Ds to find out what's happening with them, if I can find them. I might just wait until they appear on screen, then we'll follow them for a bit and see what's going on. So Lance here at 4.7 kilometers, moving further forward in the field now. Let's see how far up we can get. Campbell, I just saw him move past. Where is it? Back into the common section. Sorry, it is quite noisy. Civitar, not often I manage to find him on screen, but there he is. Averaging about 3.6 watts per kilo as a rider, according to Zwift power. So he's right where he needs to be at this stage. 5.3 kilometers in, 300 watts, 159 beats per minute for his heart. It's probably a little low for an average for him, but admittedly I haven't looked at his statistics just to check. Some riders do ride very well with a lower heart rate, and others ride very well with a higher one, so it's a relative number. Davis is in this group as well, as is Lancia as they approach 5.8 kilometers. And I can't quite seem to click on Campbell, but he's there as well. And Danes, I saw him go past, he's in this group. So what I'm now trying to establish, is this the front group? More than likely it is. It is, in fact. So we can get to the very front of the group. So the rider's at 6.2 kilometers. So this is a very large group. That's just the front of it. I think there are about 40 riders in here. We'll move further back in the field, and there's Tom. I just saw him for the first time. I'll sit on him for a moment. Very strong rider, 4.5 watts per kilo average, and along in the A's tonight, Brown, who has a 4.3 average, and Lisa, who's 4.6. Doesn't mean they'll finish in that order, of course. Notice, I think I mentioned in the last live stream, it's just dropped a little bit for him, but his cadence was around 90, which is about what I'd expect to perform well on this course. See if we can get similar numbers from some of the other BCC riders. But 2 or 3 riders from Wickham in here I've seen go past. Danes, so he's at cadence of 96, very similar to Tom. And the overall at 19 kilometers long, the race 19.7, it's not going to take very long. And I think at this speed, what are they going at now, 50 kilometers per hour, kind of fast. Lose a wheel, might be the last you see of it. I'll try and keep an eye on the riders approaching the finish when that comes and see if we can catch the sprints. Move back through the field now. Now, I just saw Campbell. I'm assuming he's still in this group. I can't imagine that he wouldn't be. This is one of the small bumps on the course at 8%. They've just gone over. Just enough to take the pace off slightly, but not really enough to slow the riders down. Ah, there's Telford. Now, he had a great battle in the last race with Rob Jones. And so it looks as if Telford has just been lapped. See if I can find him. There he is. Yes, he has been lapped. If you have a look there, Campbell just above him on the leaderboard on the right hand side of your screen is at 8.9 kilometers. Telford obscured now by the writing on the screen, but 7 kilometers. On Lord's in here as well. Didn't see her start. A little bit further back, about 100 meters. No sign of Jones. I don't think he's racing tonight by the looks of it. Rob Jones, that is. Can't see him. And I'm not sure if White is racing, who has been doing increasingly well in category D. Just have a quick check further back just to make certain. And we'll jump around to Civitar now at 9.4 kilometers. He's about to lap Lord, but who else is he with? That's the key. It looks as if he has dropped off the group that he was riding with. Certainly looks like it on screen, but he's still riding at he's riding at 3.5, 3.2 watts per kilo. And there is another group, 9.7 kilometers. Lisa on screen at the moment. With her in there, can't see any of the Empsons in this group as well. So apologies for the commentary, but it's very difficult to follow the riders as they all start to lap each other. So that Lord has just been caught. So we'll go back up to the front of the field and see if we can work our way backwards and see if we can establish who's in each of the groups. Way there, Lancia, this is likely to be the front group. It's just towards the... Oh, he's in the middle of it. I would say he's towards the rear, but he's not. Danes is in there as well. Yeah, this is definitely the front of this group, and there is Davis. and Danes. If I can click on Davis, I managed to get Danes instead. 11.7 kilometres in. So only 8 kilometres left in 14 minutes. So quite an impressive performance from all the riders. Not a race I'd like to do myself. There will be some riders in this group that will begin to think about an attack, trying to create their own breakaway. Let's see, Davis right up the front at the moment. Tom's in here as well. We'll leave those riders for a few minutes, work our way back through the field. Haven't seen Campbell. This is towards the rear of that leading group now. I'm sure he's probably still there. And someone just come to a stop that I've clicked on, which makes it awkward. Nonetheless. Richard Lay. Nice to see him riding. 10.5 kilometres. Someone on a mountain bike just in front of him. That's unfortunate. Littlewood in that same group, I think. Yes, he is. Littlewood and Lay next to each other. There's Campbell. No, Campbell is certainly not with the front group, but he is 7 seconds ahead of this man, Empson. Civitar's in there. Looks as if he's joined up with another small group of riders. I'm not sure if he's gone back towards them or they've caught him up. But let's see if we can... And Brown is in this group as well. There is Brown just ahead on the screen. Civitar 13 kilometres in. 17 minutes. Empson's a strong rider, 3.7 watts per kilo average compared to Civitar at 3.6. Dury, wherever he is, similar at 3.6 as well. And I think I saw Lisa in this group as well. So it looks on Monday night the Bs comprehensively beat the A's, partly due, I think, to riders dropping off due to the aforementioned technical issues. But they have managed to beat them before, so it looks as if it might happen again this evening. So you can see this group just coming up to the corner now. They are perhaps the sort of third main group in the field at this stage, with a couple of stragglers in between. I'll move a little further back through the field and see if I can capture some of the other riders. quick look at Lisa as she's passing on screen. Yeah, she's in the same group as Empson. Right, let's move further back. And Civita. Stoneham, haha. 14.9 kilometres now. Where is Collier? So he's sitting nicely in the back of this group. It's a good position to be in. A great sprinter towards the end. And good at giving a hard kick and an attack up a hill as well. So if you're trying to beat him, no good sitting with him, because when it comes to the challenge of a sprint or a small climb, he will likely outpace you. Langen. Just a little further back, along with, I think, our first look at Tufts there as well. In the yellow kit, yellow and black kit. Oh, there's Collier, just in the head of this group. So he is at 15.3 kilometres. If we can try and establish how far behind Stoneham he is, but it might be impossible. In fact, there he is. 15 point, about in the time it took me to get there, probably about 400 or 500 metres. So that competition looks to be over at this stage, and I suspect the front riders are getting pretty close to the end. So if we can find them, or if I can find them. So Campbell at 16. Not going to be able to find anyone else in time. Let's see, we've got Lancier's there at 16.8. This isn't the front though, but unless I can click on someone who's further ahead in distance, I'm not going to get to the finish line. Have a quick try and see. 17.1. No, doesn't look like it. Unable to find any of the riders now approaching the finish line. Apologies for that, but it is very difficult. Wales, haven't seen him out on course for a while. There he is. What distance is he at? 16.4. So he's coming up on Telford. He's at around 14 kilometres. And there's Jones. Aha, he is riding. So he is at 14.5. Telford is at 14.5. It says he's 12 seconds behind, but it can't be if he's on the same distance. 14.6. There's about 100 metres difference in them as far as I can tell. Let's have a look. Or are they all in fact in this group? The two of them, I should say. No, Jones is definitely ahead. And there he is. If we look back, can we see Telford come round the corner? No, we can't. Right, so the end is in sight. Let's have a quick look. Oh, while I'm here, May and Nixon Are they together? No, there's about a 11-second gap between them with Nixon ahead. Hindley, 17.7. Jury is in this group as well. So apologies if you're in the front group, but I suspect you've finished already, so... And I would have got there if I could. So I think we're just going to stick with Hindley and the rest of the riders in this group until they're finished. Jury. There he is. 18.3. So Hindley, let's have a look, see how well he did last race. Averaged 3.3 watts per kilo. Which is about his average, and Jury's at sort of around 3.6. So theoretically, Jury should pull ahead, but that's not always what happens, of course. The two are together. We'll be very conscious that the finish is within a kilometre, just about. Onto the cobbled section again. As the riders start to finish, or some have already started to finish, of course, have finished I should say, it does become slightly easier to track them as there are far fewer riders on course. The jury's certainly pushing quite hard now. Finish is 2-3 corners away. They turn around a sharp right hand corner, if I remember correctly. And a very short, quick sprint to the finish. Hindley's at 4.2 and ahead of Jury. There it is. Is this the finish? I think it is. Yes, it is. There we are. Hindley crosses the line ahead of Jury. We'll quickly go back in the field. White. It's taken until 17.9 kilometres to find him. Not the best race to watch on screen or even commentate on. It's just too difficult to move around, but nonetheless I'll try and get as many riders on screen as I can now. May, and it looks as if Wales is just about to pass him. And he has passed Jones. Wales crosses the finish line. I was so focused on the riders coming up behind. Tamsin missed her crossing the finish line, apologies, and I think I've missed Nixon as well. There he is. Are there any other riders? Telford. 17.7 kilometres. And Jones is ahead of him. This is a great performance from him. And Jones is about 17 seconds behind May, so a great battle in the D's. I am assuming White is ahead. but it would be nice if I could see him on screen with the other riders. Jones by himself, but I think he'll hang on to this. With Telford 14 seconds further back. Jones is a little bit too far away to be seen. May pulled us a little on Jones, 2 or 3 seconds, about a kilometre to go for him. And we'll watch him now until the finish. 160 watts, heartbeat 166. So he's pushing fairly hard. Two other riders with him. No one really close behind. Have a quick check. No, that's a view backwards. The gap to Jones behind is widening. We'll go back to Jones in a moment and see what's going on there. Hopefully he can stay ahead of Telford. As Telford beat him on Monday night, I think it was Monday night, or maybe it was last Thursday, last time they raced together. I think it might have been last Thursday. Oh, the gap to Jones has come down again. This is partly down to the way Zwift reports it, but slight hill will make the difference. And there's May crossing the line. So we've missed it. Telford, if we can get Jones, there he is. Just caught him crossing a line, so he did beat Telford. Well done to him. Telford should be coming up shortly now. Yes, here he is. 19.4 kilometres. He's rounding the final corner now to the finish. Has he got a sprint left in him? No real need. Just crosses the finish line. So I think I will end the live stream there. Only one other rider left on course that I can see. Lord just about to come around the corner now. Next race is on Monday evening, and hopefully it's one that's a little bit easier to follow on screen and commentate on. So apologies for this evening's one, but nonetheless you might just get to catch yourself on screen. Thank you for watching, and see you all on Monday.